from Subtle Art Soap Company, Maple Bourbon Triple Butter Shave Soap. We're going to build a lather and we're going to have a shave coming up next. Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's BarberGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another video. Thanks so much for stopping by and sharing your time with me. Really do appreciate it. Love getting together with you and talking all things traditional wet shave. If this is your first visit to the channel, welcome. Make yourself at home. Check out all the other videos. And also please consider subscribing. I welcome your company and your comments. We have a brand new shave soap and splash in the shave den. Here it is from Subtle Art Soap Company, Maple Bourbon Triple Butter Shave Soap. Wow, how about that? This is a veteran-owned artisan. Thanks to Joe and Sadie for filling my order. Really do appreciate that. We have the shave soap and we also have the aftershave splash. Shake well. You can see it was very well packaged and sealed for its transport from upper state New York, I think is where they're located. Well, we'll get their website. You can check out their location and everything that they have up there to offer. From their artisan workshop to my shave den, not a drop leaked out. So we have that as well. And this is a marvelous, marvelous scent. Oh, yeah, this is a terrific maple bourbon scent. And as I've commented on the Monday morning mailbag, sometimes I open it and I get a little more bourbon. Other times when I open it, I get a little more maple. There's a nice balance there. Let's give you some information about it here from my phone, where I have their website all queued up right there. It's back in stock as of 11/19/2025. At the time I'm doing this, just a few days short of 11/19. Maple Bourbon Triple Butter Shave Soap, a fragrance inspired by a trip to Killington, Vermont, where I was introduced to one of the best maple cask bourbons I ever tasted. Indulge in the rich and complex aroma of our maple bourbon aftershave, where the sweet notes of pure maple syrup intertwine with the warm, oaky undertones of bourbon. This luxurious blend creates a comforting scent that evokes the essence of an autumn evening. I'm sure that also applies to the shave soap as well. Enjoy the art of subtle luxury with every shave. Here are the scent notes: bourbon, maple, vanilla, oak, and musk. That sounds wonderful. Our triple butter shave soap is made with shea, kokum, and mango butters. It produces a luxurious lather that is super slick with an ultra creamy yogurt-like consistency. It's also formulated to be softer, more like a croak, so it's easier to scoop out and place in your favorite shave bowl or mug. How about that? You can read more about it on their website. We will link to the Maple Bourbon page. Let me set that aside. So we're going to have a shave, obviously. We're going to have a shave with Maple Bourbon Shave Soap. I am going to scoop it out, and I'm going to use this rather unique scoop that came from Bill and Connie Murphy during their travels to Santa Fe, New Mexico. They very kindly sent this along to the channel. It's Indian art from that part of the country. And Bill said, hey, that would make a great soap scoop. So we're going to kind of keep with a theme of maple and wood and that sort of thing. And I think this is probably a piece of crystal or something like that. So we're trying to stay with that earth, maple, wood kind of theme. So that's why we're using that right there. We're also going to use my Paul Gruner lathering bowl. A big thank you to Jimmy V for sending this along to the channel. Thank you again, Jimmy. Really do appreciate it. It has, again, a nice wood, earthy kind of color to it. We're also going to use my, from David Lair and Indie Brushworks, my 3MB Lighthouse Special wooden shaving brush right here. 3 beautiful woods make up this particular shaving brush. And again, Charles Price and other viewers remarked that it looks just like a lighthouse. That's why we're calling it the 3MB Lighthouse Special shaving brush. David really didn't have a name for it. He said, you can call it the 3MB Special. And then Charles Price said, I think it looks like a lighthouse. So it's the 3MB Lighthouse Special shaving brush. So we're going to go ahead and use that. We're also going to be using my Schlues razor. Thank you very, very much to viewer Lee Meyer. He picked this up during his trip to Europe a couple of years ago. He was in Poland, went into a shave shop in Poland, saw this, and sent it along to the channel. Lee, thank you again very, very much. This is absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous razor and very efficient. So we're going to be using this particular razor here. I do have an O-ring there on the base plate, beautifully chromed. This is really, really fantastic. Fantastic razor. And again, all the way from Poland. So we're going to be using this particular razor here, mainly because I haven't used it in a while. And I remember that it was very, very efficient, very smooth and very, very efficient. And we're also going to be using a Bolzano razor blade. A big thank you to Dave Wilson for sending these along to the channel. And boy, these are great. I like these a lot. Bolzano razor blades. Italian company. They are manufactured in Egypt. We'll have a link to where you can get those on Amazon. And what else do we have? Well, we've got the aftershave. We're going to finish up with that, Allen Block, and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to get some hot water in the shave bowl here, the Jimmy V Paul Gruner shave bowl. And I'm not going to soak the brush. I'm going to run this knot under the faucet a little bit with some warm water. I don't want to damage the handle. There is a sealant on it, but David said, you know what, you might not want to soak this completely in the sink, so we're going to refrain from doing that. So we're going to go ahead and start this shave in just a little while. I'm not going to put any hot water on top of this. I'm going to scoop it out. We'll put it in the bowl, and then we'll go from there. So I am going to let the water heat up the bowl a little bit. I'm going to do my pre-shave wash with the Cube 2.0, but no pre-shave lather. We're going to let the lather from Maple Bourbon do all the talking. So that's what we got going on. So let me just heat up the bowl a little bit, do my pre-shave wash, and then I'll see you on the other side to start the shave. So hang in there with me. All right, my pre-shave wash is all done. Let's get this hot water and dump that out of the Paul Gruner lathering bowl. Little bit of water in there yet because that lip rolls over, curls over, and retains some of that water in there. We're going to use that. We're going to definitely use that. Now, I don't know how much to get here, so we're going to err on the side of more, and we're going to go ahead. Again, this is a marvelous. Oh yeah, it is more of a crope. Yeah. You know what? It looks like you could probably brush load as well if you wanted to. But we're going to go ahead and do a scoop here and just put that into the bottom there. And there's my, my scoop there. This worked great. Very stylish too. All right, so we're going to wipe that off. I got a towel over here. We're going to towel over here. Okay, we'll wipe it off with this towel. Okay, and then rinse it off. There we go. Okay. Okay. Good as new. All right, let's set that aside. And I'm just going to place that into the bowl there and kind of mash it down a little bit. Can you see that there? I'm going to mash that down there a little bit and just kind of work that down there and flatten it out a little bit because I don't want it all clumped up together. I can feel right now, just with my hands, this is very, very slick. So, you know, I want to go ahead and, you know, I'm going to go ahead and let me get my thumb around here so it doesn't fall. I am going to make a little bit of a slurry here with my fingers here, just a little bit, kind of get things going. All right, just a little bit. All right, here we go. All right. So I've got that in there. Just, okay, that's good. That's good. Just in there like that, a little bit, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and drain the sink a little bit. Take some water out of there. And we're going to go ahead and, okay, that's good. Now we're going to add some water, but we're going to soak this knot a little bit here, avoiding water on the handle. All right. It's a synthetic knot, so you really don't have to soak it long at all. Let me put the lid back on this tub here. Doing that one-handed, I don't want to splash any water in the tub. All right, we're going to give this just a little bit of a ring. Okay, just a little bit there. Okay, we'll probably have to go back into the sink and get some more. Okay. And I'm just kind of pushing this soap down to the bottom here, off the sides. And I'm glad I did a little bit of a slurry here because it's helping to produce the lather a little more quickly. Okay, now, right now you can see that I'm going to need some water, so we're dipping in. And I'm going to be generous with dipping it in because it needs water. Again, here we go. Need more water. Again, this is my first time using this, so boy, that scent is just starting to bloom. That's a marvelous scent. Perfect for the autumn season. All year round, really. It's terrific. All right. The soap is breaking down nicely. I don't see any more clumps of soap pieces in there. It really is breaking down nicely. And it has broken down nicely. And it's starting to develop a really nice lather. Boy, this is terrific. I think really, honestly, next time I'm going to probably do a brush load because I prefer to brush load, and it looks like I can brush load this soap. It is a little softer, but I think you'll be able to brush load it. At least I want to brush load it because I like to brush load. Don't mind scooping. It's just that I think I get a little more enjoyment from doing a brush load. Now look, that's what I have right there. And this lather could use more water because, and I'm really generous there that time, putting that brush into the water there. I think it's the first time I'm using this brush to do a bowl lather, to be honest with you. And it's doing a marvelous job. It's great for face lather, and it did a marvelous job with developing this lather. And you can see how this triple butter shaving soap is, oh man, look at that. Boom, lather, check that out. Boy, that is marvelous. That is great. Look how much I have there. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, just, you know what? If you're first time using this, just add a little water and add the water as you go, and you'll get this beautiful, yogurty, rich, creamy consistency. Look at that. Now, I am going to add a little water to my face because I think that's going to help as well. Hang on. I forgot to mention I have 3 days worth of beard growth here. So yeah, definitely need a shave. Wanted to wait to do this shave because I want to see what kind of coverage we get from the triple butter shave soap. And I'm telling you, this lather is really, 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 really terrific. I can see that I've got a couple of small soap pieces that are breaking down a little more as I'm doing this right here. And that's not a problem. Boy, this is a nice lather. And again, I've got 3 days worth of beard growth here. So this is giving me some really, really nice coverage. I like the fact that I can build layer upon layer here when I'm painting this on. Boy, we're getting just a great, like right here, I need some on the chin. So I can just dab that and cover that up like that. And I got some of my shirt here. Yeah, it's a lot of lather is just a very generous amount of lather on the brush. Look at that. And then after this first pass, we'll be able to gauge the creaminess a little more. Okay, now you can see right here, I got a little bit of a little bit of a chip right there that can go back into the bowl. And then one right here, and then a couple here. Okay, those are breaking down though. If I wanted to, I think I could probably do a little bit of face lather here and break them down as well, which has worked well. So they're very soft. But again, that's the soap to water ratio that I need to become more familiar with it, which is why I like to do brush loads. Because it kind of loads the brush and you have the soap in a nice, softer consistency, so to speak, where you don't run into that with the little pieces of the shave soap. I got one right here, maybe. Yeah. Gonna take that off and put that back in. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think I could probably, do this a little more and just kind of work those in. And yeah, oh yeah, I can see a little bit here in the bottom, and that's why it's coming off my brush, but the lather just generated so much. So I think the two rules of thumb here is I didn't need that much on the initial scoop, and maybe agitate a little bit longer, but man, I got such a nice result right off the bat. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go ahead with this shave. Man, this is really nice. The scent is marvelous. It is very yogurty and creamy. And again, 3 days worth of beard growth. So that's why I'm painting on. I want to get some nice coverage. And I'm getting great coverage with this. All right, so here's my Bolzano razor blade right here. Let's just open this up. Right here, we'll set it aside. The Bolzano Super Inox right there, okay? And we're going to go ahead and open up the Schlues razor here, okay? There we go, all right? Put the handle down. Here's the blade. Oh yeah, I have the O-ring right there on top, right there in the base plate. Okay, it's already seated in there. And here we go. Oh yeah, that's nice. End tabs are enclosed in the razor head. Balance and alignment, spot on. Great creamy yogurty lather that has remained very, very stable. Really feels nice on the face. Really, really terrific. We're going to heat this razor up under some hot water. And then we'll get to the actual shave here. This is marvelous. All right, here we go. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Wow, that is really, really wonderful. Brilliant, as they say across the pond. That's really nice. Very smooth. Just wonderful, wonderful blade feel there from this razor. But the triple butter shave soap, the Maple Bourbon triple butter shave soap, really affords some nice cushion. And again, I kind of gauge the glide as to whether or not there's a pinch at the bottom of that shave stroke on my neck. You may have gotten those, a little bit of a pinch or a bite, and I'm not getting anything like that. That tells me that the glide is carrying through at the shave stroke. And if the protection is there, the glide and the slickness are really present. Boy, this is really nice. I love the thick, creamy, yogurty consistency. Great body and density from this shave soap. Even though I've got, some globs here and there, that's more my fault than it is the shave soap because it's my first time using it. And again, I probably could have backed off with my scoop. Next time, I'm going to brush load because I think it's suited for brush loading as well. Great residual slickness. I also have kind of like a little bit of a blemish or something right here. And I could feel that as the razor passed over it. And I thought, oh yeah, I've got that there. But it did not aggravate anything. So that's really nice. The razor is probably upper mild, approaching medium aggression, right in that area. So it has a lot of nice efficiency, and the Bolzano blade pairs up with it very, very nicely to smooth out a little bit of that growl there. Terrific, terrific first pass. Let's rinse. Oh yeah, I've just stepped inside right there in socially acceptable shave territory. I'm right there. I've just stepped through the door. That's where I am. I'm not in the middle of the room, anything like that, but I'm definitely there. If I had to run out the door, I could. That was a terrific, terrific first pass. And again, I credit a lot of it to the wonderful quality and cushion of this shave soap. The scent is marvelous. I'm just going to go ahead and agitate a little more because I do see a few small pieces here and there that I want to break down a little more. And again, I probably scooped a little too much. This makes heaps and heaps of lather. Look what I have here. This is going to be good for like 5 passes, no doubt. All right, with the majority of the whisker kind of shaved away, we can gauge a little bit better the creaminess of this because a lot of that whisker has been knocked down. So this is what I would expect, say, with 1 day's worth of beard growth. And boy, oh boy, does that feel silky smooth on the skin. That is marvelous. Wow, what a feel. This has probably one of the best lather feels on the skin. This is really, really a remarkable lather. Boy, this shave soap. First of all, the shave soap makes heaps and heaps of lather. You're not going to need that big of a scoop that I used. Secondly, I would give it a little more time when you're agitating it to make sure that you've broken down all the soap into a lather. And I kind of like to move the videos along. Even though I had a lot of lather there, I did have some pieces that still needed to be broke down. And even though I did a little bit of a slurry, half slurry there, that helped. Yeah, wow, look at that coverage. That is great. Look at how that just builds up on the skin. Man, oh man, I've got layer upon layer upon layer, so I can really increase the cushion of this. This is great. The glide is really nice. The protection is wonderful. And yeah, and the razor I'm using has a little more growl because, again, I've got 3 days worth of beard growth. But boy, this has been really a wonderful, wonderful shave. All right, second pass. We're going to go from, second pass. All right, we're going to go with pass number 2. We're going to go east to west across the grate. The residual slickness there is marvelous. I'm getting more of a residual slickness feel because now, like I say, the majority of that whisker has been removed. So the second pass really, really gives me a little more of a even playing field, so to speak, to gauge everything. Right around the chin, no problem at all. Look at that residual slickness there. Look at that. Just a little touch up here and there. No problem at all. That's really nice. And again, to all the new wet shavers out there, you know what? When you're shaving, I'd like to remind new wet shavers of this every once in a while. When you're shaving and you're all lathered up, shave an area, and then when the lather's gone, don't try to do any buffing or anything like that. Move to the next area where there's lather and protection. Always make sure you have lather and protection there. Now, as you gain a little more experience and you understand the shave soaps and shave creams that you're using, you'll be able to gauge how much residual slickness is there so that you can do a little buff up, a little touch up here and there. But the key to all this is a light touch. Use a light touch. So after you've gained some experience doing the traditional wet shave and understanding that light touch, then you'll be able to do a little bit of buffing here and there. You'll know how to back off a little bit and lighten up your touch a little more to do that buffing. You know, that sort of thing. It's part, you know, a lot of it is technique. Okay, we're going to be careful right here. I like to make sure I get all those little stragglers that are kind of curling over the upper lip. And I also like to get these little bits up here. In doing that, though, I have to be careful that I'm picking up the razor and setting it down and not just moving it and then maybe moving it down while the blade is still in contact with the skin, because that's how you can get a little nick, you know. And I tend to be a little fussy. With those little whiskers underneath my nostrils. But again, some great residual slickness to allow me to do a little bit of against the grain buffing, although there was a little bit of lather there for protection. Wow, second pass done. Let's rinse. Shave is done. And it's a BBS finish. No doubt about it. I'm going to do my final rinse routine, warm water rinse, cold water rinse, and then I'll see you on the other side for the alum block, so hang in there with me. Very, very refreshing. Marvelous. Very refreshing. All right, clean, fresh towel waiting for me right here. Wow. What a great shave. That was really, really very, very good. Man, that's a BBS finish. What a nice feeling. Great post-shave feel from this lather. Boy, the skin feels very, very soft and supple. Really nice. We're going to go ahead and get my solid alum block. This one's from Phoenix Shaving. We're going to run it under some cold water and see what kind of feedback we get. Okay, here we go. No zinging, no stinging at all. Even here on the upper lip, where I did a little bit of touch-up. Nothing on the neck, just some nice bracing from the alum block. Boy, that's a marvelous feeling. Nothing here either from that little bit of a blemish. Wow. That was good. That was a great alum block pass. My gosh. Here's the dry dock. Here's the alum block. We'll put it in there and we'll let the air in the room do the rest of the work. This razor was great. It's very smooth. Has a little more efficiency than, say, an Edwin Jagger or a Mula 89. Very, very smooth. A good platinum blade in this really helps to smooth it out. It's got some great efficiency. Really does a nice job. But again, the star of the show is the Maple Bourbon Shave Soap. This was great, and I love the triple butter formula. This is terrific. Look at what I got there. I may have splashed a little bit in there, but that's no matter. Look how much I have. Look at that. Look at that yogurty and creamy, just that consistency, that beautiful yogurty, creamy consistency right there. Look at that. That's marvelous. I have enough lather here. Look at how much I have here. I have enough for another 2 passes. Okay, I scooped too much. But you know what? Now that I did a little more agitation, those little clumps I've talked about are all gone. They're all gone. And there's, boy, it's a great shave soap. This lather is marvelous. And the scent is fantastic. It's not hitting you over the head, but it is a great maple bourbon shave soap scent. And there's that vanilla in there. Really, really adds something to it as well. Boy, this is nice. Man, oh man, oh man. Again, look how much I got on the brush. Brush did a great job. My gosh, check out Indie Brush Works. David Laird does some marvelous, marvelous work. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get the aftershave splash still sealed up, and we're going to crack this open here. All right. Oh, that opened nicely. Okay. Ooh, I like this bottle. The bottle is kind of like a frosted glass. That's nice. Okay, and we're going to uncap that. Okay, and it looks like, yeah, looks like we don't have we have a restrictor there, but there's nothing sealing that, which is why I think they sealed the plastic there. But that cap was down there, nice and tight. So that's really nice. How it, yeah, it really tightens up well. Okay, so it says here on the back, shake well before using. Okay, can you see that? Shake well before using. And let's see, ingredients. It does have alcohol in it. There is alcohol in there. Witch hazel, fragrance oils, grapeseed oil, vitamin E oil. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good one right here. But because it has alcohol, let me shake it up. Let me shake it up here. I want to make sure I shake it up. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get some on there. And we're going to use the Jimmy V method. We're going to let that alcohol evaporate a little bit and then slap on nothing but the good stuff. I'm going to be generous with this because I'm anticipating a great, great aftershave feel from this. All right, Jimmy V method. We're going to let that alcohol evaporate a little bit and then slap on nothing but the good stuff. Yeah, oh boy, that scent is just coming through as that alcohol evaporates a little bit. Yeah, all right, here we go. Boy, that's nice. That feels great. And the scent is wonderful. And there's kind of a moisturizing, little bit of a tightness going on to kind of tighten things up. That's nice. Great, great shave. This is terrific. I love this triple butter formula. It really is very, very good. It's got some great cushion, some really, really nice glide, good slickness, but the key here is there's a lot of nice protection. The body and the density are top shelf. Love, love, love this lather. And again, we scooped it out, as you can see, and this really is along the consistency of some other shave soaps we've used in the shave den. Say from Phoenix Shaving, Sterling, Hendricks Classics and Company, Ariana and Evans, where the soap is a little softer, but it's not really, really a cream. So yeah, I think you can do a brush load with this. And next time around, I'm going to do a brush load. I prefer brush loading. I enjoy brush loading, and I think this will work fine for brush loading. Again, first time out, scoop it. Don't scoop as much as I did. Put it in your shave bowl. Add a little bit of water as you go, and you're going to get a great, great, great lather. Wow, wow. Look at that. No nicks, no cuts, no irritation. Just a great, great post-shave feel, not only from the shave soap, but also from the aftershave splash. This was terrific. My thanks to Joe and Sadie very, very much for filling my order and getting both of these to the shave den in a timely fashion. It's terrific, folks. Check out Subtle Art Soap Company. We're going to have a link to their website below. We'll also have a link directly to the Maple Bourbon Shave Soap and the Aftershave Splash. I recommend the scent. I recommend the shave soap because it makes a great, great lather. And the aftershave really does give you a great post-shave feel. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so to give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. All right, here it is, Maple Bourbon from the Subtle Art Soap Company. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon.